You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the final edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV, where they stream live on Facebook, YouTube, and also on our website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will bring the program come to you this Friday morning. My name is Khadija Bangura.
And me, Namebel Kaba. Good morning. Today is Friday, the 16th day of May, 2025. And inside this edition of the Breakfast Show live na Liberty Online TV, if you be done to follow the news, you go notice say workman them na the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, SLBC, being stage a protest. Osai them be call on authority them we concern for look inside them condition of service and serve for let them go sack them board of trustees them. Well, na this edition of the Breakfast Show, we also know say they don't pull 21 days strike notice again. Also, then they demand for the same thing them. This make today, we decide for look inside this issue where they happen at the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation.
Well, this plus other story them, then at the program Friday morning, plus the Electricity Distribution Authority, EDSA, say then they shut down Bumbuna Force. Waiting at the reason, you go know inside the Breakfast Show. You say for the watch, we go get the opportunity at some point for sending you a message on +23274200545. Now the number then they for let you send you message and you self go be part of the conversation this morning.
We will continue with the Breakfast Show, and the first issue we will look at now the Breakfast Show this morning. Now say plenty challenge this BNTM don't they come out from people where in the eastern parts of Ritong where don't they complain for say they not can get better facility where camp and transportation for say a challenge them where they don't they get. Let we just watch as Al Hassan Kuruma be look inside this.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
All right, we go bring that clip they come to you shortly at the program. Let we just look at other issue now. Also, plenty challenge on this BNTM from some people where don't they complain say they find it difficult for get thing for eat. Well, because this then say now for sake the minimum wage where then they get when 800 leones currently where according to them people here. Not they do for let them go able for getting them for it for themselves and their family. Let we just watch as Al Hassan Kuruma will look inside this and ego reports.
Plenty difficulties don't they this BNTM na saloon on how people they live and how forget job for take care of themselves and their families. As more people they complain but the price them we don't go up and the price for rest and other things them for eat when you compare to the minimum wage we na 800 leones.
Especially to be specific when laborers really do their hard work in their way and then they receive the minimum wage where they're supposed to get. But now we government don't they try government as well as the labor the institution where the govern over identity, and we don't put on a specific mechanism we be say.
Instead of being we don't contact and company fuller, owner the money man. We don't create cause when each console offload, they be mark 100,000. But now you change the system now to by months. The by month money now, the money no better. So you say 250 I make a left day. And from 600 I go work. And so government workers they be on left out the by months. So instead of I left, now myself left though. So you know call me, myself I need to go there. So now myself we don't I depend I have dragging now. So all around it. So I make myself now fall come here. So make myself
the father will get chops of that 9 men picking the way I get. With that me beyond the when at 5. Now the rest of the it's 15 cups. Now we don't reduct time to 9 cups.
We then consentia from people where Liberty Online TV talk to don't show say government get plenty work for do for ensure say they improve on agriculture as the government focus on the feed salon project where according to government this project if then complete them go reduce the plenty angry na salon. And then people here ask government for improve on the basic salary and create more job for the people of salon. If only government able achieve all this, it will help for solve the plenty challenge we people get forget job and they angry with plenty na the country. For Liberty Online TV, Al Hassan Kouma the report.
All right, we continue the breakfast show where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV. We they stream on Facebook, YouTube, and also on our website where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. You say for the watch we go get the opportunity at some point for join the conversation by way how we for send we your message on the number +232 74200 545, or you can as well drop your comments at the comment section at any of the platform them where they watch we this morning as we did on Facebook, YouTube, and also on our website where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. And don't forget for share the program so that more people will join the conversation.
We will continue with the breakfast show and they look at other issues. Also, we go na the Miltimagai Technical University where they transform to university inside November 2021 as they don't get the second inauguration of the court member them and then be also installed the new chancellor na the university. Let me just watch as David Yankesisi go reports.
Inside September 1963, Salon government been opened the Miltimagai Teachers College after the first time Prime Minister na Salon, Sir Miltimagai, will be the part of this open ceremony. And this college will do teacher certificate course them like Christian religious education, English, French, home economics, and plenty other course them. But inside 1995, they may upgrade this college. Outside them be starts for the degree course them like educational administration, guidance and counseling, and plenty other course them. And then be same also change the name to Miltimagai College of Education and Self inside 2001. Then be same also transform this college to Polytechnic and be change the name to Miltimagai College of Education and Technology, where they been established by an act of parliament.
Of Miltimagai Technical University, and to inaugurate the second court of this university. What we are doing here today is in compliance with section 11, subsection 1 of the Universities Act of 2021, that is to install court members following the expiration of the tenure of office of the ex-vice chancellor of this university.
For no but the role where the courts don't they play na the university, Dr. Ramatulai Wuri, na the Minister of Technical and Higher Education, been explained.
The new court will build upon that. The formalization of MNTU's governance structure, which is why we're here today, underscores our unwavering commitment as a government to advancing technical.
for nobody plans them, where administration gets for the university. The newly inducted Chancellor, Engineer Mohammed Ali Jallo, been explained.
In every sense of the word, and therefore entering into it with firm conviction, dedication, and a willingness to urge, to succeed, and to do more. My tenure will be marked by the implementation of some of the guidelines and principles of globalization. As we all know, education is now a commodity, and a number of appreciable global trends now exist. My leadership style will be one of inclusivity. I wish to work with all and sundry, and to see that we are able to realize the much needed results as we would expect, as we expectedly know. Teamwork makes the dream, and bigger works together. We can do this.
Engineer Mohammed Ali Jallo end up saying administration go put more strength per science and technology na the university. For Liberty Online TV, me na David Yankee Sise, the report.
All right, in case you just tune in, they watch the breakfast show where they come to you live na Liberty Online TV, where they stream na Facebook, YouTube, and also na our website where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. And this edition of the breakfast show today, where they bring count on different issues them we get for do with EDSA, then don't pull release for give notice to people that wait up na Freetown, Makeni, Maboka, and some other parts them where they get light from Bumbuna, then say then they shut down for a period of 10 days, waiting at the reason them we make EDSA say then they shut down Bumbuna. You go know inside the program and self we can look inside this morning. The issues them where they na the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, when at the state broadcaster. As we all know, then we command them be stage a protest, usai them be say they want then sack them board of trustees them and self then they ask for better condition of service. These are some of the things them where the workman and SLBC they ask for. Well, the Minister of Civic Education, where they in charge of this particular institution, when at Chernor, we can talk to her inside the program for let's tell we waiting at the things that we don't put in place for ensure say the SLBC will command them stop this strike and self you go hear from the command them we go tell you but then different concern them where they get to make them give 21 days ultimatum to the government for look inside all the issues there so we then get with the with them board of trustees them. Well, we can talk to the communication manager from EDSA, where they with we now in the studio. He can tell we where to make them decide for pull this particular release. We say then they shut down for Bumbuna, and this if then shut down according to the release where EDSA pull. Now that it go affect people them where they get light from Bumbuna and safe then go use other means them when at the car power ship and the Nigata machine them where then say then go use force for ensure say then go they give light to people them na Freetown. Well, at the studio this morning, one for welcome Sanepo, we na the Director of Communications, we come out from the Electricity Distribution Authority, we na EDSA for can tell we more, but waiting and waiting then they do it for prepare for ensure say when they shut down Bumbuna, Freetown no go they experience past mark blackout. Good morning, Nepo, and welcome to the breakfast show.
Good morning and thanks for having me.
All right, I don't tell viewers them. We see recently we pull a press release for the benefit of the one they will not see the press release say to technician them go just project them na the screen so that una go see the press release will come out from the Electricity Distribution Authority EDSA. We say then they shut down Bumbuna from the 19th of May and then they shut down for a period of 10 days. And Bumbuna na one of the side them where EDSA they use for give lights to people like Maboka, Makeni, and some parts of western area. Or this then say they shut down for us. Why, Nepo?
Thank you very much. Well, obviously we all know we got different sources of generation, and Bumbuna are the main source of generation. So we obviously get Bumbuna, we get car power ship, we get the generators, we get parking generators na Makeni and Maboka, we get Nigata generators na Kintom. Of course, we get Watsila, they will get other renewable sources of generation. We a mix of all of them sources them can help we for able to deliver supply and distribution of electricity to we customers them. So obviously every year, then term they are a very, very, very important for the we now the sector embark on annual routine maintenance. Why would you do that? Firstly, we all know say if you go na Bumbuna na hydro, and hydro can give in full capacity, especially during the raining season. When we come into the dry, we get challenges for get base load from the Bumbuna hydropower dam. So what we can do every year inside May, we can decide say, because we sister company, we are the electricity generation and transmission company, and then they work with the contractors that are the one that they maintain and operate the dam, we are Salini. So Salini now, they don't come in country, they don't sit down with the sector, they don't talk, so they don't count the spare parts, they're ready for undertake the routine annual maintenance, where they begin on Monday, on the 19th, and then say they will done by the 29th, we give a period of 10 days. So the objective for maintenance of particular hydro now for ensure say you get different components of the dam, then they come together and work for able for deliver the power. So where they don't come, so now they ensure say the maintenance, we are for change oil, we are for change parts, we are for change auxiliaries, things that were necessary for ensure say as they run into the rainy season. We almost say at the tail end of the dry season. They can go into the rainy season very shortly. And the maintenance now in readiness for ensure say once we enter into the rainy season, the dam will give the in output when are the around 52 megawatts we will supply to Makeni, Mabroka, and also to the western area. Then one also the one reason why make it every year they undertake maintenance now for ensure say then prolong the lifespan of the hydro and also prevent faults from occurring in the future. So now preventive maintenance, for instance, we no one for operate the dam to a certain level where we go into the rainy season now, they will begin to experience technical glitches. Because if we experience technical glitches, then you don't go for operate the dam, you have to put them down and ensure say past that season they done, where the water don't go at the highest level before you're able to undertake maintenance. So now at this time we'll only get around 1-2 megawatts from Momona where they can fit down. We done the negligible, so they're able for the contractor able for use that particular level of water they for embark on the maintenance activity. So now that make that they do this year. So it's very, very important. But obviously we want for let people they know say that one they not go make people don't get access to electricity. So
one as waiting for be the expected impacts where this shutdown will get to people where they expect light.
Yes, so we don't meet as a sector, we don't plan for say, yes, of course, Bumbuna not the base load during the rainy season, but as it is now, the base load for supply now car power ship because we into the dries and Bumbuna not give you any much generated capacity. So for Freetown, we get car power where they give you the base load, where the bulk of the power they come from car power. Then we get the Nigata engines within our kingdom. So the Nigata engines they give you around 7.5 to 8 megawatts. That is operational from the thermal plants, so that it will complement the gap we don't create. But for Makeni and Magoka, they get generators, so they call package generators. So what we don't decide is we therefore make available fuel for the generators and so that they will begin to operate. However, they're not able to operate on a 24-hour basis. We all know say Makeni and Magoka don't get 24 hours electricity, but we therefore also institute to call load shedding. Load shedding means to say we could say, okay, log in 15 hours, log in 18 hours, as the case may be, but it's not going to be on a 24-hour basis. But Nadame could not only in Freetown, would also embark on information dissemination at the provinces, Makeni and Magoka, so that people don't go fully aware and say that this happened. But anyways, it's not new to them because every year they shut down the hydro and would embark on annual maintenance and would inform them accordingly.
Somebody will go say, I need for be worried, even the time where EDSA not shut down Bumbuna, na challenge for letting supply adequate power to their customers them. Now that they go on a maintenance routine and don't notify the customer, then say they shut down for a period of 10 days. Not to pass mark blackouts, people and go begin experience again.
No, not to pass mark blackout, because obviously I just make them very clear for say at this time now as we speak, the power we get from Bomona is negligible. Now around 1 to 2 megawatts, not too much power we get from that particular source there. So we already prepare ourselves, say, okay, if we get 1 megawatt or 2 megawatts from Bomona now and they get for shutdown for Freetown, we ensure say we other sources and we then get more generation opportunities. We can ask them for augment and close the gap. So for Freetown, actually, they're not going to get, they're not going to feel the much impact which regards the shutdown. I think I'm more of McKinney and Mabuka, because then they on 24 hours electricity, and now we can reduce them to around 15 to 18 hours. But like I say, what's important is we get for inform them as usual accordingly for say, okay, now this community and this community will not expect to forget lights within this period. So we also get a load shedding plan, like I know what we do for Freetown, we'll get challenged. We make them public to them, we announce them so that residents will know say from this time to this time, I mean time for get lights. If I not get lights, that can use a get flag.
So after the maintenance routine, when they go on for a period of 10 days, waiting people for expect, because the rains already come, and truth be told, rainy season for Freetown outside midday, electricity not can be challenged. So people go begin experience 24 hours so electricity supply.
So that is why we appeal to Sierra Leoneans, especially residents of the affected communities, Freetown, McKinney, and Mabuka. We all know say Bumbuna during the rains, now they give you the base load. So this maintenance, we also do in the interest of the general public, because we don't want to find yourself in a situation we are in. The water day, we for able to generate much power, they will not able to generate the power because we get faults. So we want to prevent that fault day from occurring during the rains. So now we could say, okay, let we be at these 10 days, let we undertake this maintenance, change all we do for change, get the dam ready and operational, so that as the rain begin cancel, the dam will for drive efficiency. It will give you the much required megawatt, so that we will for supply to the people. So the assurance here is let the people them be away these 10 days. We assure them for say we want to complete that maintenance day, and we begin get rains. Then we assure them for say we will supply. We not go say uninterrupted power supply, but they will get power supply we then require and we then plan to get, especially from McKinney, Mabuka, and even the Western area. But also, this don't mean to say we're going to the games, we're not going to experience technical glitches. It can happen. We get a network, issues can happen. We can record bank poles, we can record blown off fuses. I mean, we can get damaged transformers. So don't let it talk. Because of the kind of work we do at EDSA, we as a responsible authority will always expect fault to let happen, because now we operation on a 24-hour basis. So the thing is, we'll always call on members of the public for say, yes, we're not able to divert them for them from occur, even though we can prevent them to a certain extent. But as and when they occur, we also expect members of the public for reach out to EDSA and report. Some of the fault them some area that they suffer from. Now for them we if they report them, we will go solve them inside 1-2 minutes. For instance, blown off fuses. For instance, bank pool, Motskalongo bank pool. We can easily just if community are praying Motka, then go make report na police. We can just go, we verify and validate. Then we charge the person within the damages we don't cause. Then we can go now and replace them immediately and wait for the other person to replace them. So these are things we can do a quick fix. We also can get cut wires. When cut wires, and especially during the rains, we'd experience cut wires, we'd experience blown off fuses, we'd experience bank pole. You know, say during the rains, because of the thunder and lightning, it can cause technical malfunctioning within the distribution network. So we expect say the particle the line, the one that we will see, we solve them immediately. But there are some who will not go see immediately. So they expect communities for reach out to it so that we will solve the problems.
So the little effect we say this maintenance period will get, especially in the western area. Does that mean the load shedding where people experience right now in different communities them? let them just expect them light, just like how them be done they get them.
Yes, obviously. And in fact, I tell you, say, I don't talk again. We'll be publish that load shedding plan. We'll be make them very clear, say, the plan not static. We'll get for the review based on available generated capacity. So what we don't do, we don't get more generation capacity. We get two types of network. We get the 3 kV network, we get the 11 kV network. For the one that we do on the 11 kV network, we have central business districts and some parts now the west and the east. Them for now not too much suffer based on that load shedding. We don't increase on the hours of power availability. The one that we do on the 3 kV on the far east and far west that is still constant on the load shedding. Also, man, they get 1 day in, 1 day out. So then that's so it's in there. So don't improve on the load shedding. We'll only close out on the gap. So we'll continue for doing that. Of course, we'll go into the range. We will also say the intended will get more power supply. We'll go for continue for cushion the power challenges what they face.
Will you say whilst Bumbuna they shut down for the 10 days, car power they increase the amount of electricity within the send na the western area? Una don't get that negotiation there with car power already?
Yes, of course. We don't get conversation with car power for say. And they know every year it's not just happening now. Now this is not something I will call them annual routine maintenance. It only happen year in, year out because I mean based on the operational manual of the dam, it is required for level to undertake that maintenance every year. And who know undertake them, they get also the consequences all highlighted. So of course we'll not go one for fail yourself in the situation we are in, we'll get it down, but we'll not go for operate them because we'll not go for maintenance. So yes, the maintenance is down, but equally so we don't engage not just car power, but even EGTC, one of the electricity generation and transmission company, for letting them they in readiness for ensure say as the maintenance will begin on Monday, then machines them and also car power readily available for close the gap created by Bumbuna.
Somebody see on YouTube they say no need for appeal. They say we use for the without light. This now one of our customer then way for he no say he know they get electricity. For the one they would use for the get maybe for a particular period of time, especially during the day and the CBD, we want for going to panic mode. Before you left, we allay people in fears.
So I have to make them very clear, even the person will send a message, don't go talk say they get light at all. They get light. Yes, we accept the fact say we get some challenges on the load shedding. We shed some part of the western area, but we know say we are fully confident for say each and every community they get access to electricity. Probably not just the time where they get the power, but each and every community, and also then ensure say based on available generated capacity, we don't close in on the load shedding within certain communities, especially for the one on the 33 kV, that are central business, even when Liberty TV, this whole area done 11 kV. So then they get much outage right now. So the thing is, we want for let people know, not much you get for change in Freetown because we already know they get much from Bumbuna anyways. As I say, now 1-2 megawatts they get right now for the past 2 months, but we don't able to maintain supply at the capital. We mean to say we are aware of what things happen, and we also get a plan for ensure say we alleviate challenges when they occur. So this I will still stand on. We point for say yes, of course we are going to undertake maintenance, but we don't put modalities in place for ensure say the maintenance don't get much impact on consumers of electricity within the western area and even within some part of the country, the Makeni and Mabuka. They're not going to go total without power supply. We will ensure say then areas and the way not get hydro now for supply them Makeni and Mabuka. We will bring down the parking generator and Freetown, of course. We always will make provision for ensure say we maintain power supply. But obviously we also want for the mitigate the fact for say we don't record high increase in theft and vandalism, not just in the western area, but even now with other operational areas. In as much as EDSA and the sector they try their best for ensure say they make power available, we think say customers also get responsibility for maintain that power for use them responsibly and for also help for safeguard with infrastructures. You know, go say because not to you build a transformer station, not to you buy that pole, not to you buy that cable. So you go team up, you watch somebody can vandalize them. Bear in mind that, for instance, local students have Bufis area, so if then somebody can vandalize transformer in this community, now the immediate residents in that community, now they feel the effect of that particular action. So we continuously call on the general public for say when it comes polite business, selective, optional, all man they get access to electricity. So that we also come together as a country, as a nation for ensure say we stop all the bad people they continuously they interfere with EDSA infrastructure and damage them. And also the one that we did the thief lights. Now let me go to don't do Mabel and Karija. We don't engage the Chief Justice on this. We don't go with the initiative of the chairman of the board. The board they don't meet, they don't inform the ministry. The leadership of the ministry, now Dr. Kande Yumkela, support the chairman, they don't meet with the CJ, and now the CJ don't give you assurance, we say, then we establish for you a fast-track court where we deal with electricity-related matters. We mean to say, probably over the weekend, and that court will sit down and they will look at issues, one would thief lights, one would pull cable, one would thief pull or vandalize every panel, so that they will able to fast-track then cases and on weekends, and ensure say the one they wouldn't find one thing, then take action against them. Also, we can establish a whistleblowing policy where we would encourage members of the public for report. For instance, if you see a neighbor the thief light, we report the neighbor, we will catch the neighbor, we validate, we compensate you for that information we give you. So we want for encourage members of the public for let them work with we for improve on the electricity issues them within the country.
Nepo, we join with this morning for can inform the public say EDSA, they with them partner, they win EGTC, they shut down Bumbuna for 10 days for maintenance routine we then can do every year, especially where the rains them want for begin. So for 10 days period from the 19th to the 29th of May, people na Makeni, Maboka, and some part of the western area go they experience small power cuts, but EDSA say they don't put in place different things. Then one, car power ship they increase the amount of electricity where them be done the key and save the negata, right? Generator and the packings. Generator then go do it on standby for ensure say people and get the amount of electricity where they don't be done they get. Thank you, Nepo. We join with this morning for can get updates there.
Alright, you still watch the breakfast show on Liberty Online TV, and we tell you earlier say today in this edition of the breakfast show, we also look at the issue at the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation SLBC. Outside this BNTM, we see workman them be the protest, and after that protest, they then issue 21 days protest notice again to the authorities. Them also they demand for an improved condition of service, and also for the authorities them way concern go sack the board of trustees them na the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Well, for we know waiting there behind all them concerns here where the workman them done the demand for na SLBC. We'll go on the phone now as we get Emmanuel Samura, we na editor na the SLBC and also na the spokesperson for the workman them we don't issue this strike notice to the authorities them. Good morning, Emmanuel, and welcome to the breakfast show on Liberty Online TV. All right, let we just start for no first. We know say last week the workman and SLBC being they do protest, also on they call on authorities them for looking on our conditions of service, and also we see another issue a 21 days strike notice for look inside the same conditions of service here and serve for sack the board of trustees them na SLBC. But let we go back for the public, the one that we not really know waiting they happen na the SLBC. Una as workman them, how we go describe on our welfare currently na the SLBC?
That we no protest. That was called consultation. You understand? That was called consultation because we not go off here, but programs were paused. We'll go off here, like we say, because like only the blue bar. If you watch President didn't get program, we the show and live, and SLBC cameraman them they operate everything. So we know me now, that in a consultation. You understand? But now come back to this thing. Firstly, how many people know say this thing was not planned? It was not planned, it happened spontaneously. Because of how things they happen at the SLBC. With condition of service a really appalling. Where they say, this was planned. It was not planned. Because we get media colleagues there, of course. When this thing starts, as it starts, we take phone call them or say, Una come. And we not to other institutions, we all are journalists. If them bag a problem, then call you as the moment they call we go there. So the thing was not planned. So we condition a really appalling. And we are public servants then. We are serving the nation. You understand? We are serving the nation. How can you be working for the SLBC, then you get an appalling welfare? If somebody they pay below the minimum wage, which is wrong. Somebody they work 15 hours. Someone is sleeping under. Then they receive 1,000. What thing that they do to that person there? Someone if you tell you who side they come on, where they come now, where they Canada office they look at the money where they pay them. Now just the love of the job. I mean,
all right.
All this. But people will not just get and say, let them dissolve the bottle or let them make sure. You know, when the minister, Chernor, when he was appointed, he meets his problem at SLBC. He come, he gets meeting in tree. When he too much he gets, if I the meeting or M5. Because NSF mean gets for NSF he say he feel him. You understand? Then same way so the board mean get meeting in tree. They made several promises. You understand? So let people not begin to trivialize this issue. They made several promises. And imagine this board don't make several.
Emmanuel, before we can go to the promise them where you say the board be make, for the benefit of the one day where they watch and listen to you this morning, how powerful is the board? Because if when they talk about conditions of service, when they talk about certain things they'll get for do the welfare, somebody go they wonder say, why not the management? Because now the management go they in charge of una daily activity them. How powerful is the board we make now the board una want for let them replace?
Okay, so I make a known to the public. This is not the first time SLBC staff them. They call for then dissolve the board. Always where SLBC don't they come out and they make call for him, then dissolve the management. But this is not the first time. The board gets supervisory role. Get to supervisory play na the SLBC. But I make a people know. SLBC
so if na supervisory role,
Emmanuel,
if na supervisory role the board gets, why na the board una they ask say for let them replace somebody or just they supervise the management?
So fine. We can make for understand say the board they not represent we interest. We come to welfare. They're not representing our interest. Because from where that board they don't come. Nearly every week they get sitting. But nothing they happen at all. Then there is a stalemate between the management and the board. They will find out, say, the board money business. So they say and say, why we for the work? The other people in the eat no more, they will continue for the suffer. Why should that be? And it's wrong. Something wrong, no talk and plain say it's wrong. Because if the board they take with interest, then go push we say okay, then go push your issue say okay, no put for the SLB welfare be okay. Because they can't meet the problem. Everything we talk to the board, them we get meeting with them, we tell them say we welfare and the utmost concern now this we name. Then after 1 year, we don't observe say this body also then our money business then camper.
Emmanuel,
and this is not something we will get to hide.
Emmanuel, the board they provide supervisory role, right? The management they run the day-to-day affairs of the institution and they report to the board whenever they are sitting, right?
Yes.
So how the board for look into our welfare when are the management they run the institution?
So fine. And make it clear. You understand? Any documents when they come on management, for lay anything happen, it needs the signature of the board. If anything,
the board
that
just one signatory.
We not see nothing within that body they do. Nothing. Now just money issue.
So Emmanuel,
money. We don't see documents them because when you look at how almost the that body they sit, baby. That body they sit nearly every week. When you check the sitting fee, accumulative fee, and if over 1 year you see somebody they sit every week, something for the happen. Before they see improvement.
Emmanuel,
something they happen. Yeah.
In this case, let me look at the management. I guess when I get channels of complaining, when I get issues where they happen because now the management responsible for the daily operations of the SLBC. Waiting don't be the role in all of these concerns where una get, where una directly the channel to the board and we know the area about the management. Waiting happen.
So I tell you say this stalemate between the board and the management. But really why me could the press say the board, my sister, and I want to get the document and also. We from able to show you documents in. Because this all the talk, we talk and because we say we create or dental and day. We talk dental and also. Clearly let people understand, let people know.
So waiting the management don't do in all of this.
Waiting management don't do in all of this. The management themselves say that the channel will complain. Then the channel will complain. This particular tier they do so. Let me go ahead and say that management the inside staff then. This thing really the more staff then. Because somebody not going to work almost hours. They work over 12, 15 hours a day. Then the person will get better condition. Then the person grab for say, oh, my condition not good. Then they say, oh, the management the inside. How can management inside some
Emmanuel, you don't think say some people they get a perception they say now issues of incitement because quite recently we see article and counter articles, some certain people and the right against the current director and some staff them now SLBC they come out in defense. You know if you say some of the issues there are now management issues rather than board issues.
Mama, I tell you, see, these particular issues are has to do with the welfare of the SLBC staff. Now make a pinpoint them. Currently, who's the problem day? Who's the roots day? Now that board, now the problem day.
So this problem where you said in at the board, una skip the management and go directly to the board for let them know them concerns here because yesterday we get a conversation with the board chair when Mrs. James, Willett James. According to Ram, all in concerns here when they raise so and they blame the board. Una not ever make attempts for like forward complaint and hear it from them waiting at the board, but just the demand say them for relieve them of their duties. At any point, workman them at the SLBC, they don't try for hear it from the board waiting exactly to go on.
Number one, maybe the board made a promise. The board made a promise, then go reach out. You don't understand? The board made a promise, then go reach out. And the particular issues about the SLBC, not so strange thing to the board. They know about the issues there. They really know about waiting they happen. They know about the issue. So now make somebody know about something, then the person they pretend as if you don't know. That is wrong. Because you know about, you know all the issues that we did it. You know the issues, you know the problems. And you are there for you help for solve the problem there. But if you did it, you know the help for solve the problem there, then you're not even fit for it. Because now the problem in this whole face, you're not even fit for it. No, I this year again.
Una don't issue out a 21 days notice. Una still open to negotiation if this board where una feel say na them na the problem, reach out to una, try for get a negotiation and see how best una go resolve the issues. Una open to that?
Yeah, we issue out the 21 days strike notice. We open up to negotiations. You understand? We open up to negotiation. But we still think say welfare must be improved. This particular issue about SLBC, even the minister said not mentioned as like perennial issue. The Minister of Labour, former Minister of Information, INSEF, like perennial issue, the problem, did it. 96% of SLBC staff, now grade 2 then they. Grade 2. Imagine somebody they grade 2, and the grade 2 somebody they grade 2, they get 2,000, and another person they grade 2, they get 1,000, some 100, another person they grade 2, they get 1,000, another person they grade 2, they get 800, another person they grade 2, they get 700. Why don't they for the Apple? You see the disparity. You see the people, and these are professionals. So let us for happy with that, and let somebody not trivialize the SLBC issue. Because if anybody like SLBC, if anybody wants to see Salon for go before, they don't for trivialize the SLBC issue. Because this not to the first time where people they come out, they call for say, oh, let them make welfare good. Let them make welfare good. Me a young man. Some of you they do them today so for posterity's sake. For posterity, because tomorrow go actually say you are part of the SLBC. What do you do?
All right.
You don't say what they call. You don't say what they call.
All right, Emmanuel. We can talk to the minister. We just don't join in at the studio. As you say, INSEF na problem where he inherits and where he take over the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. He don't try for mediate and see how he go put a stop to this impasse. And they don't listen to some of the concern them will not raise from where this strike don't happen. We can talk to them, Lowy from waiting ego say. Well, at the studio now we get Chernor, when at the Minister of Information and Civic Education. Good morning, Mr. Minister.
Good morning and thanks for having me again.
All right, you don't listen to Emmanuel Samora in concern, when at the spokesperson for the aggrieved workers them na SLBC with on strike now. Well, for them, they not go into the proper strike it. They don't issue out a 21 days notice. And listening to waiting Emmanuel they talk, this not a management issues. They not get problem with the management. Now the board then get problem with. But somebody would wonder say if a board just they provide a supervisory role according to Emmanuel, and the management they in charge of the day-to-day running of the institution. You just want quickly take with viewers them for them get an understanding how the operations of SLBC supposed for them.
Thank you so much. I'm glad for that interview the way Emmanuel give. In fact, I asked my colleague then at the ministry for cut that interview and play over and over and over and over again. Because what they explain say there's a disconnect between waiting and the call for and the reality. I think Emmanuel puts that disconnect. It was so excellent and not get nothing for add. The question the way you ask is so clear. I know one day see in the history of the world where an issue there you say you get welfare issue, you get with the call, but which are the call for na the board? You and the board no get no relationship on this issue. I want to be clear. Not to the board they set SLBC staff they pay. Not to the board they determine almost in the pay SLBC staff. Not to the board, they set the budgets. SLBC staff are paid from the consolidated fund. SLBC, now one of the institutions where they actually get money, but government they still put money there. So part of the problem I asked them, why don't they ask about how an institution they run? Why don't they ask about the money where they carry how the institution is being managed? If you're a journalist, you ask a question and just now, and we don't engage, and I really appreciate saying me and then they engage with the try to solve the problem. But this interview frustrates me because when they try to solve the problem, I go there, I carry the acts to them. Then a journalist, they're 100% literate, then get amazing people and they then get legitimate concern them. But we can radio show and outside, it show we say there's a disconnect. Then they drive for something else, then they ask for something else. It means say something they will not write for that equation. So a lot of people we reasonable, we get small sense. Now, SLBC, as I say, is led by now the states, they fund them. The board, they provide oversight. By the acts, now the board now own the corporation. In the sense, now the board, they provide control and oversight. The management for day-to-day management operations of the institution, yeah? And I just want to let family know who they talk about the board, who than at the board. Because it's important. They like for talk about the board, like say this now some people who come on a mass with the feds separate, okay? The board include Dr. Willett James. Most people sabi him, a journalist, a lecturer in Afrobe College, that's number one. He represented by the Sierra Leone Bar Association, Cecilia Toka, renowned lawyer, yeah? Mohamed Bikoum, a civil society activist. Mustafa T. Kali, Bonds District Youth Council chair. Reverend Tom Barnett, former president of the Interreligious Council, former president of the Council of Churches in Sierra Leone, and former bishop of the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Sierra Leone. Dr. Samba Sise, engineering department at FBC, Hawaba, Women's Forum, and one party paramount chieftain. So that's not the board, statutorily composed. So if someone say, oh, now on the board, that means you don't even read it, the basic of your acts. For tell you, say, the board is a statutory composition. The people in the come together. So, one, I want to separate two issues. The legitimate concern with my brother and sister in the SLBC get, say, staff welfare issues. It's legitimate. Somebody reminded me the other day, say, but let them remember, say, we get media poverty in a salon. Media institutions, I all know. Payments, I don't go 98, other stations, then myself involved in some media institutions. The pay is so low. You not justify them, but it's important for us set that base day. That's number one. And you not to say 98% of SLBC staff, then they get then they grade 2. That's not blatant false. Yesterday I received the full pay and the full list, which he just talked to again, not true. It's false. I did talk publicly. Okay? Now, last year, where we come, one of the things they were fit for, the first thing we will do, now for ensure say SLBC staff across the board, we increased their salary by 50%. That's more than almost any institution we will do on that way. I agree with them, say that increase is not enough for a lot of people. Why? Because if you be to make 1 million, then give 50%, then at 1.5 million. Now, the baseline are in low. Okay? But then institution, they know the law, then sabi, then go out and say, then do protest, then call journalists, then give plenty interview, then send accusations, including some unfairly against we. They make claims that we are blatant false claims against we. And I make this because they online. I want to let you know, say, again, me, people who know me say, I'm very kind, I'm very nice at the work. Now can me say come out. Myself sabi go the way then they go. Okay? If you want for law, negotiate law, solve the problem, we're working on that. Okay? So they make claims that were false. So you tell me, say, something they behind all this way they want to do. And this is a country of law. 1 minute, you say, oh, then they strike. The next, including the rights and the site, saying a strike. When Rado go advise them, say, the law of Salon say, before you strike, you forget 21 days notice. Now, make clear, yeah? My sister, Mabel and Khadija. All man know me number now, yeah? SLBC staff can call me anytime. I get SLBC staff for the work in my office. Nobody not tell me, say, hey, minister, this day I don't go bad, we would like for talk to you first, we want for lay the issue here to you. Nobody ever did that. Nobody. That tells you, then they also wait why they put local. Thing we don't advertise. All man know say, minister and the ministry get for they put local. Just before they go on stage, then strike begin. That tells you, say, now somebody be the plan them in a certain way. Okay? Me not a fool man. I understand. But I calm down. Now me reach out to them while I come over the weekend. I engage them. I say, when I get 3 requests, we got to advise them for put them down. 3 things. Staff welfare. Agree with you now. I'm an activist. Let's work on the staff welfare. Not to pay raise on a need. Now, reclassification. Because then right, some people then they don't work at 12, 13, 14 years, then they pay them like na grade 2 then they know right. That I agree with them. But for solve that problem again, now management issue. Why? Management, and then they mention the management for all this talk.
Because that I just want to ask you, say, in all of this,
yes,
who side the management?
Good. That's a very good question, which is why it's interesting this strike. I want let all man pay attention. Salon people get sense. Let you know who side the strike they come on and why they happen. This very management, when they come, then suppose for don't right, then put a plan out to me, say, then they do a 100-day plan. I advise and say the first thing in 100-day plan, law address staff welfare. Now me advise them that. But their own job was for do a staff audit. SLBC get plenty of people to work there across the country. Many grab no more go HIMO say we get problem. And if forget the summary of the problem also, whether they work there, how long they don't they work, almost and they pay you the education level and all that. I have still not received it. 1 year plus. I go there last week, I tell them, say, this strike on a strike, put pressure upon you, management, let them submit that audit. Yesterday, we them come to left in my office, a list of the payroll. The payroll no, they tell me nothing. You know, they tell me that I don't work day long. You know, they tell me the summary. You know, they tell me the qualification. That means they not do the work. There is work that needs to be done. If they do that, they come to me. I don't even go as far as speaking with His Excellency. Say, I agree with SLBC staff. We need to solve this problem. We need to put them at the civil service code. When they complain, so some people don't get for suffer because we put them in civil service code. We get for go by qualification. We get for do with them call. But majority of them, because they get degree and all, we will increase the system. So not to increase in salary, now increase in designation and classification. I don't agree with them. Say we'll solve that. The second problem is say they don't want them board. Who stay you go there? You wake in the morning, you say you don't want the board. The board is the owner of the corporation. The board not just money, but it's not true.
The board get access to the funds?
No, ma. The board not they touch them funds. The board not get access to their accounts. In fact, the problem is, and I don't see this also a fact, management by the act for be overseen by the board. Yeah? But when the board asks management for certain financial controls, so far, the dispute today between them is that the management no want for let the board get control over them finances. So I asked them with the work in SLBC. You not care now your institution this, say money they be spent, nobody know they approve. Me I am a minister. If I want spend, if I want buy anything, somebody else they approve. If I want travel, okay? If I want travel as a minister, I get all the account, the budget. It didn't sign me budget. If I want travel, and if I rights to finance first for concurrence, they are rights to State House, SP approve, President give me executive, Cabinet give me clearance. SLBC, the MD, the DG, in the issue he get with the board, he grab, he travel, he use the corporation in fund, he pay for himself, he sets the pay where they pay and all that. The board say, and I want to make it clear. On that issue, I agree with the board. You need internal controls. You need motorcar. The DG say, oh, you don't get motorcar, so they rent motorcar. The board say, but who they approve this motorcar? You they pay every day $100 a day from the corporation money. Somebody has to approve that amount. This is not simple corporate management. Then, because of them get this issue, the board, now make a talk where I go to them, say nobody no rights, nobody no wrong. The board now say, because we are not agree for take any control, any amount we want to spend now, we pass 20,000. Would they put a resolution now? Because the power of the board is to resolve. Would they put a resolution now say, you forsake approval from the board for any amount over this 20,000. Now, management, first of all, when the resolution be made, management say no, they agree. By the way, management get a pattern for ignore the resolution of the board. Pattern for do that. That's against the law. So the board do the extraordinary step of writing directly to the bank them. We disagree with that at the ministry. We don't write to the board say you should not have done that. And then make us say the board safe, then take a step when they're not supposed to take. But at the end of the day, this is an issue of how do we ensure prudent financial management. If they care about their welfare, I don't ask them the way they talk so. If they really care about their welfare, they say, oh, now for they use one word, for posterity. If we all care about posterity in Asalo, would they care about SLBC financial management? Would they care about internal controls? Would they include Dandy? But what's extraordinary to me, now that in the list of demands, no call no day for financial management, no call no day for internal controls. That means something all right somewhere. And I want to begin to talk about this publicly because I'm working with them. I want to solve the issue of them welfare. As I say, we already do half. Last year, we give them 50% pay raise, more than any other institution. The baseline low, but baseline low across plenty institutions. You know this. If you go government printer, people in the way still they get less than minimum. And by the way, not true say people in the SLBC where they get 600,000. That the back now been false. I go there last week. We discussed this. We will give the 50% raise. Everybody gets into the minimum wage. Not enough. I agree with them. Everybody, one person they will talk say where they don't do all the deduction, they end up in take home at 720 or 750 or something like that. And I don't tell them say, I the commit say, I the work on that because I call finance and they assure me say nobody not in SLBC is supposed to get less than minimum wage.
It clear say the management and the board,
Correct.
this clear disconnect the
Correct.
way the staff then at the middle and waiting then they see from their own lens now the board get the issue because sometimes you go say that then don't the work they know the issues them and all of that because that's then they claim for say they know. So as a supervisory ministry, when I don't see this clear disconnect between the board and the management na SLBC. When I don't at any point try forget the two parties and know what exactly they happen.
So I want to make clear because now this issue don't go public. So I want to make clear the steps that we don't take. About just when the board been just unconstituted, when the board and the management been get a first challenge, the management been receive instructions from the board. The management ignore the instructions. Who can get a meeting with them? I can tell the management say, me, I'm guided by the act. I take an oath for respect to the constitution and the laws of Salon. The act na part of Dande. You understand? When the management realize say as minister, I get constantly they refer to the act. The management writes to parliament. Say let parliament interpret the act for them. The letter day. It was extraordinary. First of all, anybody who do basic politics knows say not to management, not to parliament, they interpret law. Okay? So the management writes to parliament. I call parliament. I say, excuse me, we then call whip a meeting. And the parliament leadership then show great wisdom. They say, no. With this letter, we realize say, something wrong somewhere, misunderstanding there. So we call on all. So parliament, the chief whip, the chairman, by the way, cross party, then call meeting, we go sit down. We all bring the act. Every issue we raise, then tell management, say, that's how you act so. You can change the law, but you have to respect the law. Now you boss this. Your board chair supervises you. You must listen to your board chair. Then one step we take. We left that meeting, it was clear as day. The parliament advised, because that's the only role they can play in that meeting. Me don't call several meetings where I don't make clear on that issue day. Management disagree. We don't go to secretary to president. Management believes say the way SLBS been there back in the day because na that 10 day that so them in Sabiam. Now so the body acts don't change, not to service again. Now corporation. And in that corporation, you can now the act give you way if the board give you order, instruction. By the way, the DG, now member of the board, is sit on at the board as a secretary. If the board give you instruction where you disagree with, you can come to your minister first. She has never done that. For say, oh, now this. And on the financial situation, I want to make clear, the board, the law give the ministry power. If the board asks for any money, the law say the ministry and they approve. So that means control day. The board are paid by the consolidated fund. But sitting fees and things like that, if they request any resource, and the board, the law also make clear, say the board for meets once a month. Otherwise, pass emergency meeting, which has to be approved. You understand? So all these ideas say the board just meet, the board is not true. It's simply not true. Somebody they will not follow the law where they give misinformation. So on the other points we make, after we engage last week, I go meet the staff. I engage management separately. We meet in social events, then people then call we say, well, let's solve this problem. I say, yes, we're solving this problem. We call a meeting for Monday for board. DG say, oh, you know, go able Monday. Now I say, it's reasonable. When I ask her when you go able, he say, go able Tuesday. Now, and give it time. Tuesday now they get press conference. I cut the press conference short. Every member of the board show up for the meeting. We don't sit down inside the meeting. 10, 15 minutes later, we don't wait for DG, not come. Imagine you mean at the minister. The board in boss. She did not show up for the meeting. You know, call, you know, text. Now we call her. In fact, earlier in the day, I called her, you know, pick. Now we call her. Now we call him for say, hey, DG, this meeting when are you give time for? We all don't sit down. This now the minister will call the meeting. You know, show up for the meeting. Say, oh, in Bele the art, you know, we will come. This is a pattern, by the way, of this DG. A pattern. We constantly, I they call her as minister, you know, they show up. I they call her per meetings, you know, they show up. I will call her and they picking phone, you know, they return the call. Just like how it treats the board, that's how it treats the ministry.
Minister, it clearly from your explanations, yes, where you don't take your time, you don't give people them a background, it clearly shows say the staff them now are just victim of circumstance. We're caught up in the middle.
Correct. Now I make I tell them say, where papa and mama the fets, Pikin they say, let them can take the papa or the mama come on our house. Pikin your interest now for let papa and mama come together so Pikin will benefit. So we your interest as the ministry is simple. we are interested for look, they don't need to be friends. Me and you don't need to be best friends. Good fences make for good neighbors. The act is clear. Usa your own power day, usa my own power day. What we need for do all man need for respect the way them call. So I don't advise the board. On financial control, by the way, after we DG not show up at a meeting, we get meeting. We advise the board on certain things. For example, we don't tell them they remove that threshold issue. Don't advise them. They don't agree. We don't advise. But now we need for call another meeting out with management. Again, we reach out to the DG go for big and for like camp meeting.
Right.
So the staff need for understand say for let the issue be addressed. SLBC is a legal entity. They know they don't decide how SLBC for be run. There's a law. We will disagree with the law. We will go parliament to go change the law. But until then, me your oath will take now for respect and honor the laws of Salone and then they do.
Emmanuel, you don't listen to what Siba don't say when a minister where they provide supervisory role to on a institution just like within the board supposed for do. It clearly shows say una just caught up in the middle of the existing issues whether between the DG and the management with the board and serve that of the ministry. All entire where Minister Bado revealed this morning, una be aware of the issues there that this not a board issues, now management issues, and the board they try for the financial control day now na institution.
So the board is trying for the financial control day na the institution. Number one, where you look at all okay. The board is trying for the financial control day. We don't get problem for the financial control day because in every institution there should be financial control. Then nobody know what they against for there is no financial control. Yes, when we look at one of the other requests we make now that let them pull a SEC report. You understand? Because yana the genesis of the problem. We talk about transparency and accountability, financial control. We say let them pull the reports because the moment you pull the reports, they will begin to iron out outside the problem they wake up on financial problems now the SLBC.
The
because this
report where they talk about Emmanuel. Now the board SEC be investigate.
It don't investigate the board by then. SEC may do a whole board investigation on the corporation itself.
On management.
Which says another could call for transparency and accountability. You understand? We don't get problem where board they say they want to put financial control. But when you look at the board and press release, when you look at everything, our board will go say them for be signatory to the institution account.
But any institution, Emmanuel, any institution for let the governance structure work properly and financial control day, the manager for be a signatory, either the finance person for be a signatory, and the chair or a member of the board for be signatories to the account. And so corporate.
This is the board of trustees.
But then get supervisory role.
By the way, we make a worse because board of trustees is stronger than
yes. So one person for just be signatory to institution account. For example, even Liberty Naya, not to either me or Mabel no more, we get other signatory them where be say they not sign money, no they come out na the accounts.
Yes, SLBC get 3 signatories.
Who that are the 3 signatories then?
The 3 signatories are where they, you understand? During the time where we get that impasse at the SLBC, where the minister and in wisdom, when we call that transition team. You understand? When we call that transition team. So they make out signatories there. One of the person that the account manager, where they make out because they may don't suspend all the directors. They may pull it all, they may suspend it all. The account manager, then the one other head, when DG come, we ask questions. Then they will know that day. So she said she maintained what he meets, the signatories where he meets the 2. So Angels can add we make 3 signatories to the account. You understand? So then
signatories the way they talk. You said 3 signatories, like how it for be. The accountants, when are the finance person, the DG, and other than the third person.
The third person, now one person within one head na the media department. Within the media department, one head.
Not so from the board?
No, not so from the board. Not so from the board. You understand? So when the board they say, they for make the signature. I'm saying, why don't they for even possible? Then board say, oh no, they forgo, they not for sign any check we pass 20,000. So begin watch it. You know say broadcast any equipment we call for, anything we call for. When it comes to broadcast, even minister will say it's very expensive. So if we go say, oh, we want this, then DG begins say, oh, there's I get for go seek board approval, I get for do this and do this. You go watch it. This is what's in the happen now. You don't understand? Yes, we agree say there should be financial control. That we not get problem with. You understand? But the board not take and show.
So Emmanuel.
Even when you look at the board in press release, when you look at even when the board in the talk, they are not mentioning anything about the staff. Which they don't do. They didn't mention anything. So then they're for sick with interest. Now we interest then they're for sick.
So,
you understand?
Emmanuel, like I've been asked you earlier, in any corporate institution, the board, yes, they seek on interest, but the management responsible for the daily runnings of the institution when are then for the report directly to the board. Waiting don't be the role or response of the management in all of this on a situation where on the call for conditions of service for be improved. Waiting don't be the role of the management when are then they in charge of una affairs day to day.
Well, simple. You understand? The management, even before now, we don't ask some questions. You understand? And when the management they tell you say, then they do review and different in the way then they do. They do review of the entire system. The SLBC, they look at all different in them. Then, same also, the management, you know, there are times certain information the way they because of, you know, like we didn't have the public service or that civil service, there are certain information they maybe where you and board don't go talk, and let the staff can ask you. You go find out very difficult for tell us staff there because when I don't go get because if the minister says they talk anything in a confidential when I don't go get her. If his staff like come on you say waiting this, you will find out very difficult.
So waiting don't be the response to una concern them. Internally, waiting don't be the management response to una concern them.
They respond, the management respond not bad to your concerns there.
Waiting and see.
The only tell you what the management they tell you. Now that they make move, but there is block somewhere. They don't really know what's not the problem. You understand? They are making move, but there is block somewhere.
So what you feel say, Emmanuel, you na staff, you understand the dynamics, you know the issues. Or you feel say they block the management, let them not look into una concern them?
I cannot name names. You understand? I cannot name names. Then I'm not going to say, hey, now this person, now this person, now this person. You understand? I've been guided. Then I'm not going to name names, say, hey, now this person, now this person. But the only thing I tell you, now then they have to tell you. So it's better when the minister and I say don't come on board. He says, okay, well, I can't champion on an issue now. Because these are the affirmative action we want.
So before we proceed with the strike action, why una not be done first strike for involve the minister? Because according to them, you know, ever aware of these issues, una not tell her of una intention for say una want for take a strike action, na CEC and probably na social media, reach out to na try for intervene. If una so believe say able to solve these issues, why una not be reach out to her first?
So firstly, as I talk earlier, where the minister get believe say it was planned. I tell you say now something we not ever planned. Now something we not ever planned. It was never planned. That is number one. Then number two is SLBC issue na perennial issue. Not to na strange thing. Every the minister says talker, it's a perennial issue. He says no day, and we don't come at the SLBC, don't get talk with we. We don't talk to her, we don't tell her. So some of it, it's not something that was not planned. It happens spontaneously. You understand? Not to like say, we go and say, oh, we're not going to meet me, sir, no.
So in all of this deliberation, if time reach where government decides, say, from the issues where they know the city happen at the SLBC, there is a need for change of management. How on the staff them go take this?
Currently, we know they call for it and change management. You know why? Let me can clear. Before now, the former management will me get. You know, true, you go and work in an environment where you don't go watch your company, you look and bad eye, or you see your company as a suspect. No, you know, fine. SLBC was toxic. You understand? When this new management come, it really can diffuse that particular thing. Everybody begins in company now as family, because that is how SLBC made on day. With the temple, where the one day, the old one made as SLBS. You understand? Nobody need to see in company as suspect then in day. This some of them thing you look at them. Then you get leadership. You get leadership where always you want to listen to and staff them. You get leadership them. And the management, current management, then they listen to you. Then they talk to you, they engage you. First time, some of them see that not they happen. Understand? That make you see, we know they come up for camp, say, hey, we bash, we not going to make president pull management, no. As at now, if the management rules something, we'll make a move. You understand?
So
that's something we don't talk. Yeah, this we not go hide them. We will come out plain and talk. We know how people were being intimidated before now. People may resign at SLBC, not because they want to resign. Or because of how the system in there. You understand? How the system in there, intimidation, everything. All the current management come, all let's say they didn't change up. So if you find out, you know the SLBC, you say, oh, this all let's say they every day. So everywhere you go meet owner, they get converse.
So the call when they call for a change of board of trustees, waiting exactly now the problem where workman them now the SLBC waiting on a problem with the board.
All right, that's now Emmanuel Samura, spokesperson for the aggrieved workers them for the salon. Yes.
Yes, Emmanuel. I be ask waiting exactly now una the workman them problem with the board, because on a normal day, a corporation or institution will get a board, the workman and not they directly work with the board, but the management. But una they call say una no want una board of trustees. Waiting at the problem where una don't identify with this board, where una think say una not able for resolve, but una want a change of the board of trustees.
We feel say the board not represent your interest. The board come there as a representative of the people of Sierra Leone. You understand? SLBC are the people of Sierra Leone get up. Now all get SLBC. The board come there as a representative of the people of Sierra Leone. Now make like institutions send the board, not to individuals did it. You understand? We just feel say the board not represent your interest. But when you look at the current situation, the current management don't begin some developmental projects. You know, all of these things were things that we are craving for. You are working in an environment where you go to sit down, you know, say yes, and they work well. One of the things, the human relationship, this new management really don't, they really don't build on that human relationship where the office now friendly. Now, we see some development on different facilities. You don't understand? So for us, you just then development and they stall. We begin ask questions, what's happened? They can see some of them and they'll say, why they will project they are not for continue? You understand? So all of those things, you see, as the board not represent we
so what's going to happen after the
despite to the call for welfare, but we're also calling for a better working place.
After the 21 days. After the 21 days notice, Emmanuel.
We don't give work. That's fine.
After the 21 days notice way on another issue, if nothing tangible not come out like the dissolving the board when they ask for, if it not happen, waiting next.
Now we could put another letter. The notice will say we go inform the public duly on the next action. That is something that we are going to communicate to the public. You understand? And the minister says always you don't show. If we'll be happy with the staff of SLBC, they praise the management. You know, based on the human relationship where they happen and some developmental projects where they happen. You know, in self always you know say for them feel good say indeed. Because in self me know the time we go to SLBC, the guy replace me tense. The first way go there. Me know.
All right, Emmanuel, many thanks where you talk to we this morning. We go continue for follow this issue for see how una go able for resolve. Our minister, it clearly shows say the workman them and the management then they one side. The problem here now the board going forward and it clearly act for them now the board then get issues with.
I will let family listen to a few things what Emmanuel say. Like I don't say the acts give the board the power for fire Emmanuel and for hire. The only possible way is Excellency the hire na the SLBC na the DG, but then the act say na based on the recommendation of the board. The board, not to some random people, and they represent institutions. You cannot dissolve the board. So that claim, that request really make sense. And clearly now somebody don't make clear believe say it's possible for let them and they happen. And it not get for happen. I want to let them know that day, and I've made that clear to them. That's not going to happen. Because we have to follow the law, and if there's a problem with administration of the board, we fix the problem. When you can burn the house. You know, you need to, Englishman, you need to go the baby out to the bath water. And in terms of the issues, so you say, oh, development project, they go, we see, stop. Waiting they paid me, SLBC, na journalist them. The entire premise of the strike, and particularly the issues with the board, is based on fake news. Fake. Somebody don't go convince them, say, they mean they can do some changes with the studio then. The project stop. They say, oh, now the board make it stop. That is not possible. It's not true. The board, I don't try to explain this man them, but somehow, them believe waiting them believe. And you're not journalist, and I invite you now all. I invite you now, go there, ask for the finances, ask for the steps, ask for the board resolution. Or wait till it talks on fake news. And somebody don't mislead them. And I'm saying it in the camera. I want to let family know that. They also don't tell them, say, and this is bad, this is terrible. I did talk this because, I don't make sure, say, I don't brief everybody who are supposed to brief. They also go tell them, say, January, then they begin get pay raise. Because this issue they go on between the board and the management, then go tell them somehow in the management meetings, after the management meeting, go tell them, say, the reason women not get pay raise, now the board go waka, now finance against them. Hey, bro. I don't tell you, the board includes His Lordship, Bishop Tom Barnett, Paramount Chief. But you think, say, you get common sense. You think, say, Bishop Barnett, the common house, you go na finance, go say, may I fight against me, SLBC staff not get money? Oh, bro, come on. In this position, they will forget some small integrity. They also go tell them, say, wait a minute, they call me name for the strike. Say, me, as minister, they may not get camera, they will come for them. And this, then the person, they repeat them. If you push me at the talk, I would have talk. They repeat them all over. Management meeting, you go, they tell people and say, me as minister. In fact, we know they support them. We team and come for SLBC, we hold on at the ministry. Again, blatant lie. Not so mistruth, not so mistruth than they lie. Wait to make at the talk because I want to let the SLBC staff to listen. Then get legitimate concerns. But then they pull and legitimate concern about welfare issue if they think, say, they get the power for decide the governance of the institution. They don't get that power.
This misinformation, where according to you, then they give the staff the wrong information. Whose angle is the
management? Clearly, you can see this conversation. Clearly, when management they fail, they don't want to take responsibility for their failure, then they blame the board.
So you not
because conversation not there between the management and the board. It's a management issue.
If the management are the problem, what in
no, not to one person are the problem. There is a complex set of problems. One is the history of the staff welfare issue. That's a problem. The question right now is somebody they try for switch the blame, and they want for use the personality crisis where they between him and the board, or inability, by the way, for listening to the act and for following the act say, and don't decide say the way they fetch this fet now for convince the staff. Look, Dija, if somebody can tell you say if I don't get 50,000 pays, but na me siba, na me don't go work for let them give that pays, they will lie. If you get away for kill me, they kill me. It affects me. So I don't explain to the staff, say, now lie then lie by you. The board cannot determine your salary. Not all the board they control finance, but all SLBC money they go through we. Now the ministry now they sign a pet form. And I don't tell them, say there was no provision there. Nobody requested that for you. They lie by you. The person don't lie by you. She or he don't tell you a lie. SLBC, your staff welfare, your salary issue have to go through budgets. It has to be approved ahead of time because now part of the government payroll. And that's now we strive for solve. Again, someone than a journalist, it's frustrating for me. If now people they want to go school, why they deal with self better. But you are a journalist. You get a job, you get a basic function. You can go finance, you can go check what's in the accounts, you can check what's in the payroll, you can always they say so they invite independent journalists for verify. The issue is there is a tension between the board and the management, and the tension emanates from the fact that the management not one at this stage. They not be one for be subject themselves to any financial controls. And me as minister don't make them very clear. One of the things they were once. And then talks I've been good, we go try for change things here and that because there was problems. There was financial management issues. Parliament's Public Accounts Committee don't mention SLBC is badly run. ACC don't mention SLBC is badly run. Me don't talk and plenty time. I don't beg them say, let's put in place financial. By the way, signature issue. Now, one grade A signature then gets. It's any auditor will look at that in the first 2 minutes. Now, the DG, now the singular A signature. Come on. The other B signature, not so the head of finance, somebody else when a junior account manager, he say, oh, he left and so, over 1 year he left and so. Then, no other, the board right now, they see the accounts, they give the accounts where he like, at in time, where he feel, nobody know they approve what you spend, able to come out. You not staff, you not journalist, now they not, it okay to you. No, wait till you want to see a report from 2 years ago. Now you care about. You not care about what happened today.
So I don't. Stage, Mr. Minister, then we don't be caught up as victims of circumstance in the whole thing.
Like, you say then get now they act, then they talk like say, especially this particular interview, like say they want to be part of the problem. And because you for continue for solve the problem. We need
then get
control.
Legitimate concerns them.
Yes, on that I deal with them.
Because that's I want to ask, waiting with the foresee, how soon government plan for intervene, especially for the young concerns and we then get we legitimate.
Like I say, on the legitimate issue, number one, President Bio last year gave them 50% pays. So it's not like we don't ignore them. Anybody tell you that in a lie back the lie pay, so we don't ignore them. Last year we gave them 50% pays across the board. 2, this question of inequality in terms of grading, management supposed to do the foundational work. Management not do the work it. Now 1 year they put another 100-day plan, say they go do it in 100 day. Management not do it. 30 days not talk about that. So he go tell you again this problem they come out. Yesterday where I don't put pressure on them, they come to me, they can't give me them pay sheets. I say no, that's not the work. You have to do the analysis and submit them to me. Let me go work now. What I go commit to is this. Me as minister, not only get the power for determining all that almost any pay, but I have the power to push. I dey go finance, I dey go HRMO, I go bring cabinet paper if I need to, for say the injustice. SLBC is a cherished national institution, but also the people who they work they themselves forget what we call, when you come to equity for car with clean hands. You for operate with integrity. You know for Chernor, they can't talk say, oh, and the board won't let them pull. Where if you understand who side the board come out, how the board they work, you never read the act it. But you're not a journalist. That's not acceptable in the public. It is more me. Because you're supposed to be high standard representing the integrity of the profession at that institution where they represent. A public institution. And make we set up the structure, we set up the board. The board will not wake in the morning no more appoint them. When you say dissolve the board, that means you tell now, so go back to bar association. The bar association say no. The same person we don't put now, they put back. What do you go do now? Then you get a crisis. So I don't explain all this to them. Say, if I get problem with you, Khadija, the way you operate, I will say no, Lord change the way you operate. And I will say no, Lord kill you because of that. Then you approach that. At the first time they don't ever complain, oh, they say pull the ball. That means something all right. Salon people not follow. If they may get a specific problem with the board, then go tell you, say, well, we not like the way the board, they ask for this. Then we can change that. But if you grab the money and say pull the board, I mean, as somebody don't tell them, say the only solution is for pull the board. And they tell them now, on camera, it's not going to happen. Not so you determine the governance of an institution where you're an employee at. Right. You go determine your welfare issue, will solve that.
Quickly, Mr. Minister, I'll take a few messages for you. This one from Multiki say, dear Mr. Minister, I share your perspective on the act, but I feel there's a lack of clarity regarding implementation of policies and defined roles and responsibilities of SLBC staff. It is essential that employees receive proper education about their roles. I strongly advocate for a complete overhaul of the management team and the establishment of a comprehensive HR policy for both staff and management. Furthermore, it appears that even the spokesperson could not benefit from additional training. There seems to be an abundance of opinion lacking factual knowledge, which detracts from productive discourse. We must focus on substantial issues rather than getting bogged down by trivial matters. Remember, SLBC is a workplace, not a social club.
Cabo, they say try to connect the board and management together as they can work for one betterment and the betterment of Mama Salon.
This one from Isakago, they say Liberty TV, you are pounding water on Doc's back relates to this SLBC issue.
And this other one says, please, Mr. Minister, try to resolve the staff welfare issues at the SLBC because the living condition in the country is very difficult.
Al-Kamara, they say, I believe privatizing SLBC could enhance in service quality and improve staff welfare. Both current and past government administration have failed to implement serious reforms for state-owned media houses. Could the minister clarify whether privatization has been considered as a viable option?
This one from Isakabo. Okay, Lord takes Sulaiman Kamara, where they say this is a big shame for the national broadcaster to strike for salary increments.
This one from Usman Kef, they say, if you read the past audit reports from Audit Service Sierra Leone, you will find out that there is proper internal disputes at SLBC.
Victor Kalonde say Emmanuel and job they at risk now. The board can sack him.
Victor Kalonde said he seems incompetent. Some of these appointments should not be made by sentiments.
All right, we'll look at more messages. For the Mustafa Toure say Western countries don't have information ministry, but in Sierra Leone it's ministry with the highest number of people. It talks and talks. Someone paid for talking. Is this right? All the strategic communication, press secretary, director of communication, presidential spokesman, and directors of communications in numerous ministries is a clear example of money wasting. The government does not need all these people. Something has to be done. The money paid to all these people could be used to improve the working conditions of SLBC staffs.
All right, the final one for me for now, they come up from Ibrahim Conte. They say, but the chairman, board of directors is supposed to be a signatory to the account. I see nothing wrong with it. Salon, the issues are plenty.
So many messages. We go come over to the Minister of Information and Civic Education.
Quick one, before Minister they come. This one from Sandy Rogers, they say, Mr. Minister, the staff may have annoyed you, but kindly don't ignore their welfare issue as they were forced to do so as a result of continued increase in cost of living.
So let's tell Allman, thank you for the message, and let's make and clear two things quickly. One, I tell the staff who I meet with them, say I'm an activist. An activist understand with people in the strike. I know they ever vex from person because they strike. I push them, say them for don't engage me first. I push them, say them for follow the law. But I'm an activist. And do I always say Emmanuel in job they at risk, God forbid. Emmanuel and Apostle are known, I dedicated staff. I disagree with them. I think say right now I'm misguided, and I think say they use information when I fake information for engage the public. But now staff and they go keep in job, and they assure people at Salon for that say we no go left to do anybody go against Emmanuel in job because of what he say. President Bio believes in free speech. Very clear on those two things. I want to tell Allman thank you for the quality of the message. And by the way, the quality of those messages were really good. I want to say really impressive. And the message and the so the first one we talk about employee and knowledge, HR issues. I agree with that person there. I tell you, when I go SLBC, the first thing I do now been for Kego the Act. Because while listening to all the clips over the weekend, it was clear to me, say, plenty people don't even know who side what's in the Act say, what's in the role, what's in the body role, what's in the management role. And when we get that conversation there, it was very clear that we need for continue for do more. So we all need collective education. And I'll commit saying something we will continue for do. Now, they don't say, oh, connect the board and management. I'm going to show you, say, board don't call for let meet with management. Even today, a meeting is scheduled. But I go tell the formula again out they say, part of the issue is, would they call the DG, they confirm, say, they come, you know, they come meeting, you know, they call we in advance. So they continue for do that work day for try for connect the board to the issue, to the management. And like I say, they don't need for be best friends. Good fences make for good neighbors. What's all my honor which is supposed to do, we supposed to make the you know, one thing where they tell me why I go to encourage and maybe and this is important for now. Then say how the problem now when are two women they need to work together. And I say, me na purposeful like come on 98%, 99% of the staff were all women. The leadership now women, they work very well together. Look on all two top women running a very successful enterprise. When I don't fair way for I say so as a feminist, I take exception to that. Yeah. People can get an issue, but it not mean say because women and they don't work together. So one of the things that I tell them is no. Me not the fit for pull anybody because of this issue. We're going to solve the problem, and that's important. Somebody says staff welfare issues at SLBC. It's true. These issues, I don't tell when I say I join them for FETs, for resolve this issue. I'm with them. We will work together but again, the management need for do some work. For begin the process for them to get that work done. And I don't push them say, when I put pressure on our management, when I work with them, for let them solve this problem. The other thing we talking about management issues, somebody talk about issues is, look, any management when I will get strategic plan, when I get plan, I ask them now as staff, then go ask the management when he submits strategic plan to me. By the act, if he submits an annual report to me, that 1 year, and not get the report it. So there are serious issues. Is the DG the problem? No, I know the way they call.
Clear now.
It's clear for me. There are management lapses, and the problem when you try for impose control on the management, what they do, because the board get the power. So by the way, the act say the minister not interfere. So if me want to ask a question, for example, on where is your strategic plan, where this plan will be done talk say we go for do up Leicester Peak, where the engagement was supposed to do. Now the board they ask, where the board ask, he say, oh, board don't interfere. Oh, board say, well, you can't spend all this money I did spend, so we go for put controls. Oh, but how staff go they say, well, they don't say 20,000, and then it's a problem because we know say things they're expensive. But salon people are not full. If they just say approve, but you can create a simple system. Management can still spend over boku of that money there, but the only thing is before you spend them, just ask management. Let them start that process first, but let you ask for approval. Let's say approval take 2 days delay. Then you get reason for complaint. But you reason say no, agree because management don't say let financial control day. It makes you wonder who else is involved in how this money is being spent. It makes you wonder. Eh? So we all get for pay attention because the guy is in a public money and they spend at SLBC. We need to have financial controls. And one of the recommendations is now the board for see the accounts. Jara every day. Me as minister, I don't ask for SLBC account for my account. Take today, my explanation. So it's very important. Let family know say this is the heart of the matter. How you renovate here. Sometimes you don't go take 500 million, but the renovation for cost 100 million. You the staff what you see normal renovation. Say they be renovate. No. That's the point of financial control. That now you will see say the money here we been put where they call. Shame that they strike. Somebody say it's a shame that they strike for salary increment. It's not a shame. Last year we give them 50%. They want more. Again, it's a shame because me go say the only part where I go agree is because they don't reach out to we first and engage. When they engage last year, they not be need for strike. They all get 50% increase. I remember I go to the meeting, they all clap. They were excited. It's less than 1 year. 1 year ago. Now they don't can't say they strike. So it tells you again, there's a convolution of issues here. We are addressing them, and I don't say there are some of them which are legitimate. And then somebody say, the ministry now we get the highest number of people, and basically that's not fake news. That's not true. The Ministry of Information again, and it's not true. Say other countries in the world, in the West, not get information ministries, then get ministries of public information and public engagement all over the world. And these are something we are part of. In fact, in this day and age they live now are part of the important institutions and then they for let you go able for communicate. Then somebody said the chairman board of directors for their signatory. Now, we as the ministry don't say, even if the chair of the board not a signatory, let's say there's an issue. And by the way, the board say, what's mean they ask for, let them add there as a signatory. Then for don't be an alternative A. What's that mean? Because first they ask say, anytime we pull money, we won't forget alerts. Management tell them say, that is not possible. The bank not agree. By the way, I don't check with the bank. That's not true now. And see now they talk. I want to go public. Will they talk all thing? So that's not true. I call the bank directly, and the bank say no. Elect you not to signatory. You can see the account. So now one way management call, way board call for. Management say no, it's not possible. That's not number one. So now you make board now say well, if that's the case, let us say be signatory, and then not call for them be primary signatory, then for be alternative A. So when an alternative A, when money come out, we they see. So the staff, how board go say they want for be signatory? It's a good thing. Me, what been the one purposeful board of trustees, I've been part of the signatoryism. It's important, but we don't ask the board say, even if we are not be signatory, let's say, let DG and deputy be A and A alternates. Let finance director be B and B alternates, and then we'll get the other one there as we will decide based on which we see as best practice. But the board, because then gets control over the corporation, for get access to the accounts, for able to see at will if you pull money, wait you pull, wait you not pull. That's me as minister. Very publicly, I support that because SLBC for years has been badly run, and we need for put in place financial controls.
All right, many thanks. Minister, we join with this morning for kind of about the impasse. Now, SLBC, hopefully, you will able to step in and try to mediate with them, the board, and the management so that they will go back to work and then
they're not the strike not on right now.
But
the station they on
normal programs them not go on.
No, the station they on and they run all them program them every morning. Even yesterday I sent 2 days ago I do some of the show there. There was a 2-day period with them we suspend some of them program them, but we don't address the issue then.
So before the 21 days elapse, you will resolve the issues.
The issue has been put aside. I don't know which make Samoa talk, but when I talk to the other Samoa, when are the leader of the whole thing, we don't engage and we don't agree say we are resolving these issues because the issue then come. I don't explain to them say the board read the act. You have to read the act. The management issue. If you put me under notice, say they put me under strike, I let feel go because me take threats. Right. So if we're going to work together, we're going to work together. But nobody know the not
from an
we are working together for the first time, and we're going to work together to solve it.
All right, thank you very much, Siba. We joined with this morning. That's not the Minister of Information and Civic Education. He can give updates on waiting and they do waiting and the problems are SLBC and they try for work with board and the other relevant parties then for resolve. Many thanks for you joining with this morning. Now the breakfast show they left you for today on edition and continue for watch Liberty TV throughout the day as we get different contents the more they produce for now. Mina Khadija Bangura say have a lovely weekend.
All right, until we meet again, Mabel Kabadi say goodbye.
Develop city, then clean, all clean city, develop.
This is Yvonne Akisoya, Mayor of Freetown, and today I want to talk to Freetonians about sanitation. We objective, transform Freetown, transforming lives. We not go able to achieve them if we all not join hands. Freetown City Council get role, but every Freetonian also get responsibility. Let me start first with the fact say FCC with the sweep 110 major streets every single morning from Monday to Saturday. But when we don't sweep the streets, if Freetonians then come and they continue for heap dirty in the street, they make the place look fine. Now make we get them litter bins them. The yellow bins we wanna go see around. So in the waka, you drink from your water bottle, your water plastic, you eat your packets on tin. Not even a ground where you done. Make sure say you put on one of them bins then they. That litter bin they. There for you host dirty. Mean say if you pack you host dirty, you can pin her next to the bins them. Not to the idea that. Not give you host dirty to them one way the Allah say clean salon. No say that dirty way they collect now you host. Get for Kerango now the one of the two official sites. They can go Kissy Bomber, they can go King Tom Bomber. It turns so it left on the ground. And now we council get a problem, but you self get a problem because now front somebody else in Domot, your own dirty don't end up. So what you for do with your host dirty? We get the one then a council when we don't certify, say then approved waste providers. Then they on tricycles, some of them they in a vehicle. You will get house, you will get business, you in a hospital, institution, everybody for make sure say the waste collected by an approved FCC waste collector. We get the tricycle groups, we get the companies, so you go see them around. We engage with them on a regular basis. And wait till we go do now as we come into this new year. Now for make sure say FCC stand behind them for you for no outside and day and for let them go to you so that we no go get a gap. When you eat dirty in a gutter, it end up na Lumley Beach, Toke Beach. All the tourism ambition where we get for the city, we lost that potential there. FCC, they spend boku money pan dirty business. The fuel, the labor, the vehicle maintenance, the spare parts, the night operations, the illegal dump site clearing where we get for the do every now and then. All that boku money, I'm not going to say we're not going to spend anything, but we're going to reduce some. If Fritonians then do the right thing. Because we're not going to get for go clear illegal dump sites. We're not going to get for sweep as many streets and spend as long. So if we reduce that money will be spent now on dirty business, we go able put some on development. We all want for improving municipal schools. We want improving markets them. We want for let we see new developments at the city. That money will be used for dirty business. You and while we all make up we mind. Pay.
You are watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.